Could you survive a lightning strike? Lightning is terrifying, but it's not always deadly. Here's what it does to the human body. Imagine you're strolling through a park, enjoying the sunshine and chirping birds, when bam! A flash of blinding light, a deafening crack, and suddenly, the world feels like a million vibrating needles. You've been struck by lightning. Crazy, right? Now, before you start picturing yourself as a charred superhero, let's dive into the real story of lightning strikes. We'll discuss more, but before that, hit that subscribe button. Click on the notification bell for our upcoming videos. Lightning is one of nature's most powerful forces. But have you ever wondered what happens when it decides to strike a person? It's not just a zap, and you're done. There's a lot more to it. Lightning can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun and carries a whopping 100 million volts of electricity. So, could you survive such a shocking encounter? We all know it's powerful, hot, and can turn trees into toothpicks. But how often does it actually hit people? Well, hold on to your hats, because it's less rare than you think. Every year, around 400 people in the US alone get zapped by Zeus's electric hammer. Yikes. That's more than the number of shark attacks, bear encounters, and surprisingly, falling vending machines combined. Now, the million-dollar question: is getting struck a guaranteed one-way ticket to the afterlife? Not necessarily. About 90% of those unlucky folks survive the initial jolt, but surviving the strike is just the first hurdle. Lightning packs a punch, and the electrical current can do some serious damage to your body, messing with your heart rhythm, burning your skin, and even leaving you with some funky neurological souvenirs. Humans hit by lightning may also have their eardrums blown out by the incoming pressure wave, their respiratory system paralyzed, or suffer secondary burns as their hair or clothing catches fire. Think tingling fingers, blurry vision, and maybe a newfound appreciation for rubber-soled shoes. Ever heard of the saying, lightning never strikes the same place twice? Well, tell that to the individuals who've been struck not once, but multiple times. Let's meet some real-life lightning heroes, shall we? We have Roy Sullivan, the human lightning rod, who managed to get struck a whopping 7 times throughout his life, and still lived to tell the tale, with a few singed eyebrows and a pacemaker, of course. Then there's Walter Summerford, who not only survived a strike, but also walked away with a melted shoe and a permanent Superman-esque lightning bolt scar on his chest. Talk about a badass souvenir. Suicidal thoughts are another symptom experienced by some lightning survivors, who can experience severe pain and recovery problems following the event. Steve Mashburn, whose back was broken in a 1969 lightning stroke, told the Washington Post. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows for everyone. Lightning can be unpredictable and deadly, and surviving a strike depends on a bunch of factors. Where you get hit, how much current passes through your body, and even the luck of the draw when it comes to your internal wiring. Some unfortunate souls end up with lasting injuries, like brain damage or paralysis, while others face a lifelong uphill battle with chronic pain and fatigue. So, what can you do to avoid becoming a walking conductor for Mother Nature's electrical grid? 1. Well, for starters, don't stand tall in an open field during a thunderstorm. That's just common sense, right? 2. Also, ditch the metal stuff. Jewelry, umbrellas, even those fancy golf clubs. They're basically neon signs for lightning seeking a date. 3. F. You're inside a car struck by lightning. Don't get out. A vehicle with rubber tires can retain a strong electrical charge. Stepping out, meaning you're touching both the car and the ground, can mean that car discharges into the ground through you. Instead, wait for emergency services to arrive, assess the situation, and give you the all clear. If caught in the open, you don't want to be the highest point in the area, but you also don't want to be too close to high points such as trees, metal fences, or power lines. Lightning can throw off arcs to nearby objects or people, and can also cause secondary damage near the point of impact. Sheltering under trees, for example, is not a great idea. Lightning can cause tree sap to vaporize instantly, causing the tree to literally explode. Blumenthal cautioned that only between 3% and 5% of lightning strikes are direct hits. Contact injuries, which occur when a person is touching an object, such as a tree or building, when it is hit with a lightning bolt, account for another 5% of lightning injuries. And then there's the whole question of where all that electricity comes from. To understand why lightning would strike a person, You need to have a little understanding of how lightning and electrical charge works. When a negative electrical charge builds up in the clouds, it wants to discharge into the earth. It can jump through the air as lightning, but air is a very poor electrical conductor. So if there's anything that conducts electricity better than the air, such as a drain pipe or a tall gum tree, the lightning will use that as a shortcut to the ground. There's nothing actually intelligent about this, of course, it's just physics. A cloud might need to build up an electrical charge of 15 million volts to jump 2000 m to the ground. But it might only need 14 million volts to travel through 1900 m of air and 100 m of metal radio tower. So when the charge in the cloud builds up to 14 million volts, it can't jump directly to the ground yet, but it can get to the ground by striking the tower and taking the shortcut. In physics, this is called the path of least resistance. Humans have been making use of this idea for centuries. For more than 200 years, tall buildings have been built with lightning rods. Metal rods made of highly conductive metals that run from the top of a building down to the ground. This gives the lightning the shortcut to the ground it needs, so it travels down the rod and doesn't hit the rest of the building. In physics terms, lightning is actually pretty predictable. It follows the same rules every time. We just don't always know or understand the numbers involved, which is why lightning so often catches us off guard. The problem for humans is that compared to the air around you, your body is actually a very good conductor of electricity. So if you're 170 centimeters tall, then as far as lightning is concerned, your body is a 170 centimeter shortcut down to the ground. So the next time you hear the rumble of thunder and see the sky flash, remember this. Even though getting struck by lightning is certainly not a picnic, it's not an automatic death sentence either. With a little knowledge, some common sense, and a healthy dose of respect for Mother Nature's electrical tantrums, you can keep the odds firmly in your favor. But hey, even if you do get a taste of Zeus's fury, just remember the story of Roy Sullivan, 7 strikes, 7 comebacks. So the question is, can you survive a lightning strike? Yes, you can. Now that's all about today's video. I hope you like it. Keep watching and subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you can get a notification for our upcoming informative videos.